welcome back to the Qt Developer, or Qt Developer. Today, we're going to continue our discussion on containers, the QMultiHash C++. So this is similar to the QMultiMap, another video I created. I highly recommend it. So let's take a look and get into it. So the first thing I need to do is I need to include the QMultiHash and my trusty QDebug. So to initialize a multi-hash, I need to pass in the template arguments. So we use a QString and an int, and let's call it hash1. Let's make actually 3 hashes. There we go. There, nice. Now, what if I want to start inserting into the hash? Well, why don't I say hash1.insert, and let's go ahead and give it a number. Whoops. A number. And I'll make that number 50. Then I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to make that number 100. But notice what I did. I kept the same key. That's the beauty about the multi-hash. I can have multiple keys, whereas in the hash, it'll discard one of them. Oh, I should be 100, not 1,000. Okay. Now, if I want to go through and review what's in this hash, let's go ahead and add a few more items here. 1 and 2. So I'll go ahead and add, say, 4 items, and let's call this Popeye. And then let's say olive oil. There. How about that? And let's make this one 300. And let's make this 500. Terrific. So if I want to go through and I actually want to grab those values from that hash, well, I do something similar. So I want to say, all right, let's get the lookup value for one of the items in the hash. So I could create a QString called strLookup, and I can set that equal to Popeye. There. And now, if I want to get the value of that, I can say int temp lookup. Temp lookup, and I can set that equal to hash1.value and then pass it strLookup. And now this, if I say QDebug and output temp lookup, I should get the value of Popeye, which should be 300. Well, there. And there it is. Beautiful. So this is a way, everything kind of follows the same picture and the same pattern as the other containers. Same lookup, same thing. So let's go ahead and review some of the iterators. So if I want to capture all of these items and put them into a QList, well, I could say QList, give it the template of an integer to match our value of integer, call it values, and set that equal to hash1.values, and let's say I want to take let's say just give it a value. I'll say olive oil. Olive oil. There. And there. Beautiful. So now, if I do a QDebug, and I want to output values from QList, and I want to output values, give it a colon. I like a colon afterwards. So if I want to debug this, it's empty. Why? I spelled olive oil wrong. Did you catch that? Was anybody able to catch that? My goodness. I hope you were. Please leave a comment if you were. That'd be interesting. So look, it pulled it out because there's only one item. But what happens if I were to pass it number? N-U-M-B-E-R. Now, what do you think it's going to do? Can you guess? If you said 2 items, then you would have been right. Look, that's the multi-hash at work. 50 and 100. And this multi-hash, this is super fast. This is faster than a speeding bullet. Faster than Superman even. It's pretty fast. The QMultiHash is fast. Because QT is great. Okay, so continuing on. What do I want to do next? Well, let's take a look at what we could do with these hashes. What if I were to say, all right, I want to add a few more items. Let's say hash2.insert, and I want to insert cool. Okay, and I want to give that 1000. Nice. And that's inside of hash 2. Now, in the multi-map, notice I was able to actually add 2 of these together. So I'm going to say hash 3 is equal to hash 2 plus hash 1. Now, I'll go ahead and comment these out. I don't need that. And I don't need that lookup. So I'll go ahead and comment out the lookup. Now, let's do a qdebug and output hash 3. What do you think will happen? Do you remember from the multi-map? Let's see. If you guessed it, did you? What did it do? Well, I don't think I built it. There we go. Now I built it. So I probably threw you off there. You're like, wait a minute, I thought I was going to see the multi-hash with all of the values. So if you guessed it, you were right. But if you guessed the last build, you were wrong. I forgot to build it. Look at that. Cool. 1000. Then you get the numbers, which are both. And then you get olive oil and Popeye. It's fun times. So now, what if I want to actually iterate through this? Let's iterate using our... I'll comment that out. Let's iterate using a range loop. So, in the range loop, let's create an int value, and inside of there, I'll use q as const, and I want to pass it hash 3, which contains all of those items. There. Then qdebug and output value. Now let's go take a look. There it goes. I like the range loop. Okay, so now what if I want to find all of the items that are duplicates? Well, I need to set the iterator equal to the hash 3, because I'm going to look in hash 3 dot const find, and I want to pass it the key that I'm searching for. Oops, and I want what? Number. There we go. So I want number. Now, end it. Then I will create my while loop, and in the while loop, I will set I and double check that it's not equal to hash 3 dot end. Okay. At that point, I also want to check to see if the I key, shouldn't be doing that. I want to check to see if the I key is equal to number. And if it is, I can then debug, qdebug, and print out the I.value. But I must not forget to increment my iterator, because if I don't, it will just go on forever. Forever and ever. So now, let's see what happens. Beautiful. So it went through and it found all of the instances in which the key was equal to the number. That's wonderful. Great. Well, that's the QMultiHash. I'm sure you're going to be able to do some really neat things with it. Please share your thoughts, your opinions. Please leave some comments. Let me know what other types of videos you'd like me to make. We will certainly be using these in future videos. This container is a lot of fun and very helpful. Well, thank you for watching and have a nice day.